It is increasingly hard to find some testing data, and this is why I'm doing some testing at the moment. And the reason is that right now I got the 6th and final heart piece. Now this can be considered lucky. Some of my guildmates have had more than 12 pulls in total and still haven't activated heart. But bear in mind, this is a game where activation is one way. It's not possible to undo the activation. So for this reason, it's always important to record data. And these data are, for example, this type of testing. Here is the first duel about this is the strongest player, by the way, in here. Well, what should I do? Shall I charge? Shall I not charge? I will not charge at the moment. I will just battle as if I was a defender against another defender, obviously. Bear in mind, I haven't activated the heart. This player doesn't have heart either. That's interesting. The reason why I'm already winning without heart is Sun Crusader 6-star weapon, by the way. Let's continue with the fights. Now, this player has heart 2, just so that you see what is going on. He has all artifacts, by the way. No, actually heart 3. Last time I checked it was heart 2, but you know, there is some pay-to-win magic going on in here. Let's see. I'm expecting to lose, by the way. And it's interesting that the strongest player is still ahead of this player, because he may be stronger at this stage already. Better hero. Better everything. Heart 3. And we're losing by just a bit. Now, I think he cannot defeat the death player. Now, let's continue with some more data. And by the way, this has been consistent. So I'm a consistent loser by just a bit of margin over the last few days, because I was still checking. Now, let's see an Inferno player. VIP 6. Has some trust issues. For obvious reasons. And let's get to business. He doesn't have any heart either. And by the way, in the formation, I have all the domains activated. And as you can see, I haven't purchased all the units, obviously, because this account is a VIP 3 account. A strong one, a damn strong one, but still a VIP 3 account. And I'm expecting to win this by a larger margin. There you go. Now, the final. And by the way, just so that you see, he doesn't have heart. It has the usual artifacts, by the way, including mask, including hero armor. The +4 is the standard, by the way. Other players have +6. So, for example, he has +6 already. Oh, I don't want to duel. Just let's get back. So he has +6, except for mask. So hero armor, divine gear, +6, +6. Now, let's continue with the final battle. And this is before the mask activation. And now we'll figure out quite soon what's going on with the mask activation. So he has mask 4, hero armor 4, divine gear 4, standard. Why is it standard? Because you need 1 piece per level for artifacts. So this is essentially 24 artifacts. In order to get to +6, which is the next level when something meaningful is happening other than the base stat increase, you need an other 4. So you need to double the investment just to get an other small update. That's why most people stop at +4 with most of the artifacts. I mean, most mortals, obviously. Let's get to business. I'm expecting a smaller win, but still a win. Unless something changed. Well, I won a bit more than expected. So I thought it was a bit less than half of the health meter staying. Okay, so now we got the idea about how this account is faring against the competition. And now I'm gonna activate the mask. And then we'll see if it matters at all. Remember, not mask, heart. Remember that as you activate it, let's see what we get. Upon entering battle, the mournful black heart begins to slowly materialize, a process that takes 15 seconds to complete. So if you die in 15 seconds, the heart won't help you much. During this time, for those within a certain range of mournful black heart, friendly units receive the effects of eternal dark embrace and enemy units receive the effects of corruption of will. When mournful black heart fully materializes, the range of its effects will expand to encompass the entire screen, and abilities, this dark embrace and corruption of will, will be greatly enhanced. Last 60 seconds. So in the first 15 seconds, there is an effect, but it's more narrow. And it expands to the whole battlefield after 15 seconds, and it will last another 60 seconds. And let's see the two effects. Number one, buff while materializing increases offensive and survival abilities by 50% each. Each time the mournful black heart artifact gains one level, further increases 5%. Buffs once fully materialized doubles the effects of offensive and survival attribute buffs, as well as fully materialized mournful black heart also allows all friendly units to learn umbral spikes. After each normal attack, affected unit fire 3 spikes that each deal 1 instance of penetration damage equal to 100% of the unit's attack. That also ignores 5% of the target's immunity to the current target respectively. Cooldown is 2 seconds. If you don't understand it, it's not your fault. It's designed this way. So AI can easily reverse engineer proper strategies, but it's a bit too much. What we understand is that some of our attributes are gonna change, attack-based attributes, and that plus there is an extra attack. And corruption of will buffs while materializing increases the reduction of offensive and survival abilities by 25% each. What does offensive and survival attributes mean? That's the question, right? It's never defined. So you never know how this works in reality. You can reverse engineer. Offensive attributes, is it like attack only, or is it some other thing as well? Survival, what is that, HP? What about elemental attacks? What about those things? What about defense? Is defense required for survival, or is it not required for survival? These are uncomfortable questions, and this is just text. Plus they also translate it from Chinese, so it's a bit weird. Each time the mournful black heart artifact gains one level, further increases damage, increases by 5%, whatever. Buffs once fully materialized, effects are doubled, and so on. Damage taken by additional 30% increase. Kind of an additive increase, not a multiplicative increase. When something is increased by 30%, it's with respect to the base attribute. So the black heart has been activated, and now my job is gonna be to start battling. So remember, I've won by a very small margin. Let's see, let's compare what is going on. Oops, I made a mistake. Because I positioned my unit in charging position and the opponent has charging position too, so I need to rerun the battle. That's bad. Yeah, this is a positioning problem. Let's do the proper positioning. So don't worry about the effects for now. I'll need to move them up. Let's get started. I'm expecting to win, although my charging unit was weaker than the opponent's charging unit, and this is the reason why the effect got worse, plus randomization as well. Now, let's see. I was expecting a win and now we got a loss. That's funny. Let's run it once more. So the small narrow win has been consistent. But it looks very much like something might have changed. And not necessarily to the better. This time I got more lucky with the initial. Yeah. And a very narrow win or loss. There you go, backup formation is in effect. And the opponent will most likely survive this and I'll lose. So not much of an effect at the moment. It can also happen that you get weaker. Why? It's because the way how healing happens in the game, healing can come at the wrong time. So you deal more damage, you trigger some more healing. And that offsets the game and makes the opponent actually stronger. Which is strange. But you see, I'll do a third battle as well, just so that you see. I should have done that, by the way, with the original. So we can conclude that the effect of Lv.1 on this opponent is kind of negligible. There you go once again. This time I got an overwhelming damage, so this is a bit of a randomization. And now this has been the best battle so far. So variance is kind of high. Is there an effect? You decide. I could have played the stats as well. Now let's see the second opponent. Still the same formation, same everything. It was a narrow loss last time. This time it's a slightly more substantial loss. Let's do a second battle. It's always difficult to understand what artifacts do and how they do it. And I'll do a third one just for the sake of it. This is the final one. And by the way, these artifacts levels don't matter as much as the new battle scars, by far. At least for now. None of the artifacts matter that much. So it looks kind of similar. Okay, let's go to the next opponent. I think I'll just run one battle. It shouldn't significantly change. Remember, about 60% of the HP was left. And it was kind of a linear, well, not linear, but a monotonous decrease, which means that I didn't heal much, I didn't do much. Just until the opponent lost. We kept on losing. And it's kind of similar, just a bit worse. Now, wait a minute, is this artifact making things worse? Oh, yeah, I understand. Unfortunately, I made a mistake because I need to position my units to the bottom. Anyway, I'll soon do it. Because now the opponent is in charging position, I am in charging position too. And the opponent has a stronger charger, by the way. despite that it's about the same. Let's see. So dual. I place my units to the proper place. There you go. And let's get down to business. Not much changed, I would say, once again. So whatever we've been seeing is mostly variance. And this means, given that this is mostly variance, that whether you have Lv.1, whether you don't, it doesn't seem to matter much. So this time I ended up on the bad side of variance, which means it's 50% health instead of 60, the overall effect. And now let's see the final one. So if you missed the heart this time, you will have time to activate it next time too. And most people are designed to miss it, by the way. The math is quite tough on it. You can miss it even with 12 to 13 items. It's about the same, a minimal difference. Let's do one more. So the conclusion after this test is that the hard activation didn't really make a difference to me on an account that is approximately 2 years old. It is not a competitive account anymore. Not at all. I mean, if you knew how many things I'm not doing anymore that I used to do, you would be shocked. It's still strong enough though. So this is the idea. That's how the heart works. And what I would recommend is focus on battle scars instead, because it's a lot more substantial at the moment.